Hey Team Inspire, I just wanted to do a quick video of a good reminder that I've had for myself the last 2 weeks. So I've been feeling extremely overwhelmed, kind of out of balance with my family and with the stress of being a coach to a growing team. So I wanted to run something by you and make sure that you have set your business hours. It's so easy to be working all day, and as you get texts and as you get messages on Facebook and everything's coming in, and to be end up working all day long. I was talking to one of my coaches last night about this, that it's really, really important that you set aside the time that you're going to spend with Beachbody and stick to those hours. And I'm talking to myself just like Kelly was the other day in her video, because I have a really hard time feeling guilty if it's not my business hours, but I'm getting texts and phone calls and messages coming in on Facebook because I want to keep up with it and I want to help people, and that's coaches and customers. But really remembering to honor your priorities and decide what hours you're going to spend. And if it's not your hours and you get texts, that you don't answer them until it's time for you to do your text messages. If you have a time, I'm actually going to start setting times when I do text messages, because if I spend 2 hours working in the morning, which I do, then I'm supposed to be done and with my kids, but I'm continuously getting messages and text messages and phone calls. And I have to have the self-discipline to just not answer those until the next time that I am supposed to be working. So what goes along with that is to understand that if your upline coach isn't necessarily answering you, that doesn't mean they don't want to help you. That just probably means it's not their office hours, and so they may take even a day or possibly even more to get back to you with your question. So understand that especially as your business grows, you're going to need to stick to your hours and be true to your priorities. And it takes self-discipline and self-control. But just know that your upline coach is most likely very willing to help. They just have to honor their priorities of being, for me, a mom, first and foremost, to my family, and a wife. So if I'm not answering your text messages or answering your phone call or your Facebook message, it doesn't mean that I'm not willing to help and I'm not going to get to you. It just means I do things in a certain order and certain times a day. And if it's not my text message hours, I'm going to start being strict about not texting about business stuff. So that being said, if you have something that needs to be answered right away, you know you can ask questions in Team Inspire. Sometimes Kelly and I can't get to all of those questions. So if you know the answer to something, please go ahead and answer those questions for people. Another thing that I would really, really like to encourage is using Google. Google is a phenomenal tool that's right at your fingertips. It might take you a couple of extra minutes, but it saves people on Team Inspire time to be working their own businesses rather than answering questions that could be answered by Google. Or in your back office, we have a tool called an FAQ section. If you log in and go to the very bottom, there's an FAQ section. And you can actually type in a keyword or a question, and you can have a zillion answers given to you in that FAQ section. So I'd really encourage you to start using those as a coach. One of the ways that I learned was just Googling and asking questions, but kind of doing some legwork for myself so that I saved other people time. So that was just what I wanted to say today. Make sure you're sticking to your hours and decide what they're going to be, and also understanding that, you know, to honor your own upline coach's hours and understand that if they're not texting you back or messaging you back, that they're trying to honor their priorities. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good day.